Before the world sees your wins, your soul has to feel your work. It's the reps nobody applauds that produce the wins that do, all through a shifting of your identity into a dominator. This is all done in the dark every single day. So let me be your guide as I welcome you to this episode of the Dark Work Daily.
All right, it's interesting. Today, hump day. The idea that inspiration is not the gift you think it is sometimes. You know, we all have this desire to be in a space of bigger goals and aspirations and accomplishing things. There's always something good about that, whether it's finding confidence to pursue something great in life, the urge inside you that pushes and goes, you know, I can do this. It's a confidence piece. Or something that maybe you want to have as status. You want to find the next level of being seen by the world as something more. And I get that as a space for me as well. That's why I do what I do here. There's a certain level of status required to be able to serve people at a certain level. So status is a big pursuit. It's also peace. Some people just want peace, man. Some people want to have, you know, the ability to just not have stress and chaos going on in their life every single day. But the interesting thing is that everybody is living off of a space of inspiration, seeking inspiration as the driving force and the fuel behind their pursuance of goals. It never seems to pan out the way most people pursue it, and most people think it's going to pan out. Most people think that just because I find a way to go after something, that the fuel behind the scenes are going to be making up every single day with this fire in my belly to get it done. And I've oftentimes found the fire doesn't exist. Doesn't mean I'm not desiring the goal. Doesn't mean that the goal becomes less, something of what I want. It doesn't mean that it's a space. What it ends up being is something where the driving force is a rhythm. The driving force is, can I keep the rhythm? There's something that has to come along in this idea that I think will help you is the idea of like physiology. Think of physiology. There's a rhythm to moving at a certain tick. If you had like bounce and bob your head back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? Just say we're doing this right here. After a while, you get to that point of like, let's say you're kind of making a bigger bob, right? What ends up happening is little by little, your body starts to get tired while trying to keep the exact same rhythm. And as the body gets tired while trying to keep the rhythm, you start finding that the rhythm, it starts to go off. But when the rhythm goes off because of fatigue, you lose the momentum, you lose the approaching of what you desire to be, which would be a certain amount of reps or certain whatever it may be to cross the threshold. I think that's how life also works as well. I think we oftentimes have this rhythm we're trying to keep, but the rhythm doesn't get kept, and so we fall short of the goal we want. And we think it should be inspiration as the fuel. And it's not what it is. It's a rhythm. Can you keep the rhythm? Can you set the tone for what you want your days to look like? And can you stack days that are difficult like that? And it may not be every single day is difficult, but it might be, windows in the day that are difficult, but the difficulty is a pathway to the goal. Let's just lay that out there real quick. I'm not going to try to convince you of something that I have to convince you of. There's a truth, which is effort is required to accomplish what you want. If the effort's required, then there's going to be a lot of hard days stacked to get there. Every single day hard? Nah. You could take breaks in between. You could have days where you have chunks of get after effort and chunks where you don't. It's totally up to you how you do it and pursue it. But regardless of how it is, it's still going to boil down to this one truth, which is you're going to have to put effort into something. And if inspiration, what you're hoping to be, the driving force and the fuel behind it, you will fall short of your goal 100%. 100%. Inspiration isn't the thing. Motivation isn't the thing. You could be motivated by certain means, unless it's like motivation by somebody's death that could drive you to do something crazy. Even with that motivation, things aren't always going to be possible. If somebody goes, hey, flip over this garbage truck with your bare hands, or your kid's going to die. Like, I don't think I can flip over a garbage truck with my bare hands. Right? There's things that motivation won't push. But if you think about it, people are looking for inspiration. I want to feel inspired to get up and do something. I want to be inspired. And that's great. Inspiration is a great thing when it comes in maybe minuscule drops, but it's not the thing that's going to drive me from point A to point B. And what I'm saying with all this is not to diminish your sense of opportunity or your sense of pursuance, your sense of hope. It's to actually give you more hope, to give you more clarity, to give you an understanding of what's possible when you dial into what's required, which is a rhythm of execution in a direction that's difficult. A rhythm of execution that's difficult in the direction of what it is. Like, this is the main required piece, because if I can give difficult energy towards something, after a while, what happens is we naturally, as humans, we get more effective and efficient. We get better at the thing we choose to pursue. We get better at what we end up doing. And what's good about that is over time, the same thing is done, and oftentimes better with less emotional drain. But you can't get past the initial emotional drain. You can't find a way to go, down this pathway for a week, let alone a month, let alone the 6 months required. But you want that thing? You want inspiration to guide you? You want to keep seeking and scrolling social media videos and TikTok stuff to give you the bump of hope because someone laid some clear plan out? Yeah, the plan's laid out. You still got to walk it. I can give you marathon shoes. Doesn't mean you can run a marathon. You got to do the work so your body can run the marathon. And that's the dance of success. You heard it many different times, but I think so many folks in this day and age are, man, they're trying to fall in with this idea of making it easy. It shouldn't be that difficult. It should be easy. Nothing's easy, man. Nothing that's worthwhile in your life will be easy. I know for me, like I have pushed myself for 2 years now, physically, to be in a great shape. And it's not easy still. It's work, but it's the work that I enjoy, because when I look in the mirror, I appreciate myself, and I touch the weights, I feel strong. I can still lead the pack of my family. You know, my marriage is one that's, I love my wife, and it's still hard. It's still hard, like not in a sense of like hard because do I want to stay here, but hard because there's certain things that I know I must do every day, every week, every month to maintain a relationship. And those things they're in the balance of everything else, right? So even if it's something where it's like taking her out to go have some fun as the two of us on a date night, or, you know, going out to the track with her when she wants to go to the track, or, you know, taking over and carrying over something that she didn't want to do because she's tired. Now I'm going to do it now, but I had a full plate anyways. That kind of hard. It's not the same kind of hard as like, do I want to be here? It's not what it is. It's just a different kind of hard to make sure the relationship stays good, the rhythm. It's difficult to maintain the rhythm sometimes. My parenting, I got 3 kids that are, man, it's up and down with every one of them every single week. It feels like not bad down, but there's always things going on. But these are things that require this effort. It's not inspiration that helps me become a better parent or become a better business owner or become a better husband. Inspiration doesn't do that. Identity does. Standards do. Who I see myself to be in the mirror. Who you see yourself to be in the mirror. Who do you see when you look back at yourself? When you take a moment to stop and pause and peer into the peoples that are you, what do you see and who do you see? Do you respect that person? Do you love that person? Is that person in a space where like you have this, you know, joy around who they are? The beautiful thing is if you don't have that, you can get that. But I tell you this right now, that beautiful pride and joy doesn't come from you doing things in inspiration. It comes from you holding the standard and the rhythm and appreciating the power it took to push past the pain.
If this episode stirred something in you, good. That means there's work to be done. Don't ignore it, because listening is just the beginning. Because real change happens when you engage and you commit. So I invite you to join the Dark Work community inside the Dark Work app, which is where you communicate with amazing people on the same journey as you. You can find them on the App Store and the Google Play Store right now. Step into the conversations that sharpen your habits, strengthen your identity, and keep you locked in to the Dark Work.